Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Maximize Your ROI with Don Mancini. Today I want to talk to you about the impact of leverage and how you can use a mortgage to maximize your return on your investment real estate. I can't tell you how many people I've dealt with over the years that have the single-minded goal of paying off all their debt on their investment property so they can realize maximum cash proceeds from the investment. Now listen, while paying down debt on your personal life makes all the sense in the world, no credit card debt, no automobile debt, it's the best thing you can do. In investment real estate, using debt is the sure way to maximize your ROI, and not using debt is a sure way to not get maximum return out of your investment. So what am I talking about? Let me give you a real world example on my whiteboard here to show you how I use debt to maximize the return of a property. So we're going to say that a property owner has a piece of property that's generating $500,000 a year of triple net income, of NOI. And we're going to say the market value of that property is an 8% capitalization rate. That would basically equate to a value of the asset of $6,250,000. So my client here has got equity in his real estate of $6,250,000. He's earning $500,000 a year of net income, and therefore he's getting himself exactly an 8% return on his equity. All pretty basic stuff. Now I'm going to show you what I would do for this client. I'm going to recommend that the client put a 70% loan-to-value mortgage on his property. That 70% loan to value is going to be a mortgage of $4,375,000 of new debt. This 4,375 would obviously get funded back to the owner at the closing, and that is tax-free proceeds. There are no taxes due on that. After taking a $4,375,000 mortgage, the owner is left with $1,875,000 of equity in the property. He's taken $4,375,000 of his $6,250 out, which means he has $1,187,000 of equity in the property. So what happens? We do a 25-year amortization. We have a 4.5% interest rate. And we have a 5-year fixed rate term. All right? With this very commonly structured mortgage, you're basically going to have an annual debt service of $291,812 of annual debt service. All right, so this is now your mortgage payment, or my client's mortgage payment on his property. Now, a lot of you are looking at this saying, Don, you just added almost $300,000 of cost to his deal. How can this possibly work out better than the $500,000 he was making before you got involved? Well, I'm glad you asked the question. Let me show you. So we've got an NOI still of $500,000. We subtract now the mortgage payment of $291,812, and we are left with $208,188 of cash flow after debt service. $208,188 is now the money that my client is putting in his pocket after paying off the mortgage and collecting his net income. Well, what did this do to his overall rate of return? Let's take a look. He's now collecting $208,000 on his present equity in the property. What is his present equity? $1,875,000. Well, what does that equate to a rate of return? This is an 11.1% ROI on his equity. 11.1% to 8% is we've just increased his return by 3.1%. That's not bad. That's pretty damn good. What else is there about this analysis that's kind of interesting? Well, if we look at the annual mortgage payment of $291,812, there's a principal part of that payment and there's an interest part of that payment. The principal part of this payment, each year of the 5 years, averages $106,000 a year. That principal part of the payment goes to reduce the mortgage balance. When you go to refinance the property, or when you go to sell the property, you now owe $106,000 less than you did the year before. So that's actually money that is yours. It goes into a pocket you can't access today, but it's your money, it's your pocket. When we add in $106,000 of principal reduction, we come up with a cumulative $208,000 plus $106,000, a cumulative $314,000 a year of what I call cumulative wealth. That's not a good wealth. Accumulation. Guys, this is what it's all about. Are you accumulating wealth, and how much wealth are you accumulating? $314,000 of wealth accumulation on $1,875,000 of equity is a 16.75% rate of return. Guys, we've more than doubled what the owner was getting as a rate of return up here. All right? And to further nail home this point, my client has $4,375,000 of working capital to go out and buy more investment real estate. Well, if I were able to find that person a $14.5 million property, and he could use his $4,375,000 as a 30% down payment and finance 70% with a 25-year AM, 4.5% interest rate, and a 5-year term, my client could effectively get 16.75% return on his entire $6,250,000 of equity, which would provide my client a substantial $546,000 of annual cash flow beyond what he was previously making. I've taken his $500,000 and I've turned it into $1,046,000. How about that? Guys, if you're not using debt as a strategic way to increase your ROI, you are absolutely leaving money on the table and you are not doing your job. If any of this confuses you, or if you want to learn more about how I do this and how I can use it to help you maximize your ROI, please give me a call, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you. Thank you.